What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on one of my toys. We're going to be doing some work on my 88 Mazda b2200. Now, if you haven't watched my other videos on this thing, it tells you a little about where I got it, how I got it, and the story. But if you're new to the channel, this is my 88 Mazda b2200. It's bagged and body dropped. It was sitting at a scrapyard for 20 years. I've been trying to get it for 15 years of my life anyways, and the gentleman never wanted to sell it, but he ended up eventually wanting to sell it, and here it is today. Now, in the other videos I was telling you guys a little bit about what it needs, what I'm going to do to it, etc. Today what we're going to do is we're going to get this old carburetor off here. Now, these carburetors are extremely strange. They're no good, and they were junk from factory. So we're going to take this one off and we're going to change it over for a Weber carburetor. One of the reasons these things are so strange is the fact that there's so many wires going to them. I don't know if you can see it there. These things have a heating element for the carburetor, so the carb will actually warm up in the winter time to make it to make easier starts and stuff like that. But obviously we're not going to be driving this thing in the wintertime, so we're going to change that out. Okay, with this one, guys, this one's a little bit different because this is a factory carburetor, but mine already has a few things taken off of it. They usually have big lines that go from here over to the header so that the heat can go over there, and then it electrically opens the valve so that the heat can go around the carburetor at the bottom, heating up the carburetor, making it easier to start. Now, those are already gone, somebody's already taken those off, but I'm still having to deal with the factory carburetor, so that has to go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take off this hat here. It's going to be two 10 millimeter bolts, and we'll go ahead and do that right now. Alright, guys, so here it is. We're going to start taking off these two top bolts here. They just hold the cover on for the bottom of, the base plate for the air filter. So we'll just take those off. What I'll do, guys, is I'll take this off. I'll show you what you need to take off, and then I will start and get it all done and video through it. So now those two are off. So this plate just comes right off. Boom. Now you can see your carburetor a little better. So what we got to do here is we have a fuel line here. We have a fuel line here. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts that need to come off here. We're gonna have to take off our throttle cable. We're going to take off this vacuum hose here. We're going to undo these two connectors here, a couple more connectors here, another connector here, and then that should pop right off. right guys, so we're back. We got our fuel line cut because I'm running completely different fuel line and running an electric pump in this, so I didn't need this. I got my connections undone all here. I got our 4 bolts, 2 here and then 2 on the back side there out. I got throttle linkage off, so now we should just be able to pull it and da-da-da-da, just like that. Oh, looks like we got some extra wires here, so let's see what's going on there. All right guys, so there happened to be one more yellow wire here that goes down to your alternator. When you put the new Weber carb on, that's going to be for your electric choke. And then we also got to take off the bracket for the throttle cable, because this piece here is actually part of the bracket. And then, as you can see, we got the carb off. There's another piece here. This is a bracket that warms up the bottom of the carburetor, and then there's actually one built in at the top of the carburetor that warms up the top. So let's continue getting this done, and we're almost done here, guys. It's not too hard. All right guys, so we got the carburetor off here. I'm going to show you what it looks like off the truck. I'm going to show you a couple more steps that you got to do to put the new Weber carburetor on. So here we have our old factory carburetor. This wire here is for the choke going to the alternator, so you're going to have to reuse that for the new Weber carb. Just snip this off, put a new connection on there. And then this plate here you don't need for the Weber carb anymore. You can throw this out. This is actually just a plate that heats up the old carburetor, like I was telling you guys about, so that's not needed anymore. Now if we come back over to the truck, this is what it's going to look like without the carburetor on it. Obviously I got to clean it all up, got to take the old gasket off and such, but this is pretty well what you're looking at. I got lucky because I didn't have very many vacuum lines on here. The only vacuum line that you're gonna need, from what I can see, is just the vacuum line that goes over to the distributor for your vacuum advance. The other thing you're gonna have to do, guys, to put the Weber carb on and the adapter plate for these, is you're gonna have to take out these studs here. Now what you do is you take the old nuts, you flip them over, you put the one all the way down, you take another nut, put it right way up, you put it on top, and you tighten both. And then you take the bottom bolt and you'll loosen it, and what that will do is it'll push it up against the top bolt and stop it in return, which will take the actual stud out of the block, or out of the intake, sorry. So that's one more step we got to do. I'm just waiting for the new carburetor to come in. It should be in here. It should be here any day. So hopefully I can get this back on. I can do the fuel system and then get it back running again. So thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be doing more videos on the truck soon. I'm going to be doing the new Weber carb. This is going to be a 2-part series, so I'm going to be doing the new Weber carb on there and doing the whole fuel system, and then hopefully we can get it to run. But we're supposed to be having lots of snow in the next few days, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try to do the best I can, but if you guys don't see me for a little while or see this truck, it's just because I'm doing it in a parking lot. I don't have a garage or anything, so I'm doing the best I can. But I will keep you guys updated. Once again, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share. It'll help me. It'll help the channel, and it'll help you guys see better videos like this. Thanks again. Just wait for part 2. GoPro turn off.